Hello, David Thornton here. Today I want to show you how to make my chocolate brownies, Boston Brownies. They're real easy to make and really good stuff. All right, first off, we're going to take a half a cup of bittersweet chocolate chips, 1 stick of butter, and a cup and a half of sugar. We're going to put that in the saucepan, melt that chocolate and butter and sugar all together, and then let that cool. Then we're going to add 4 eggs. I've got here kind of whipped up. 4 eggs, 1 cup of all-purpose flour, 2 teaspoons of vanilla. I'm going to go ahead and put that in the eggs. 2 teaspoons of vanilla. And then at the very last, before we pour it into the baking dish, we're going to add 1 cup of semi-sweet chocolate chips and 1 cup of pecans or walnuts or whatever nuts you like. I've got pecans here today. Now I'm using a 7 by 11 baking dish, and we're going to go ahead and spray that with non-stick spray. Now you can use a 9 by 9 square or just use whatever size you got, but don't make it too large. I like my brownies kind of thick, but if you use a larger pan, just don't cook it quite as long. We're going to bake these at 350 degrees for 30 minutes. First thing, let's melt this butter. Already got the saucepan kind of warmed up. All right, we're going to melt the butter with the good half a cup of bittersweet chocolate chips. And the sugar. All right, we want to melt this together and then set it to the side and let it cool so it won't cook the eggs when we pour them in. All right, our butter and chocolate and sugar are all melted together. We're just going to let this sit on this cooling rack here. It's just nice and chocolate and sugary. We're just going to let this sit here and cool down so we can add the eggs. All right, our butter, chocolate, and sugar have been sitting cooling for about 15 minutes on this cooling rack. Still just a little warm, but hopefully not warm enough to cook the eggs. So we're gonna pour these eggs in here as we're stirring. Just keep stirring. Don't slow down. You don't want those eggs to cook. All right, we're gonna go ahead and put the flour in. All right, we're going to stir this until it's just mixed. All right, get everything mixed together just good. We're going to go ahead and add the nuts and the chocolate chips. All right, we're going to just stir that a little bit. I've already sprayed this pan, so these dudes are delicious. Just make sure that's kind of spread out even. Don't want to waste none. All right, we're going to place this on the center rack in the oven for 30 minutes. All right, 30 minutes usually works pretty good for me with that size pan. If you're using a larger pan where they're thinner, you might want to try 25 minutes, 20, 25 minutes, give it the old toothpick test. But 30 minutes works perfect for me with the 7x11 pan. So I'll be back here in about 30 minutes and we'll see how they turned out. All right, the timer just went off. Let's give these Boston Brownies the old toothpick test. They look really good. Looking good. All right, they are looking really good. We're going to set them here on this cooling rack and let them cool for a couple of hours to cool all the way down before we cut them. So I'll be back with you after they cool down and we'll see what they look like on the inside. Smell really good. All right, I let the brownies sit out on the cooling rack for about 30 minutes and then I put them in the refrigerator for an hour. They should be cool enough to cut now. All right, still looking good. See if we can get one of these out here and give it the old taste test. Well, that first one's always hard to get out. All right. Here it comes. All right, you can see those nuts and chocolate chips all in there. Well, there you have it. Dave's chocolate Boston style brownies. Very good stuff. I think I'm gonna enjoy this one right now. Look, I appreciate your time. I hope you enjoy the food. Thanks again for watching and have a wonderful day. Thank you.